Have you ever wondered what a poem could sound like if it had the rhythm of a moving train? W. H. Auden's The Night Mail is a masterpiece. It captures the pulse of a journey, its steady motion, its purpose, and the lives it touches along the way. Originally written for the 1936 documentary The Night Mail, the poem isn't only about a train, it's about duty, it's about purpose, and also the unseen forces that keep a country moving. So, hop aboard as we explore one of Auden's most famous poems, Night Mail by W. H. Auden. This is the night mail crossing the border, bringing the check and postal order, letters for the rich, letters for the poor, the shop at the corner, and the girl next door. So, the first thing that we note right at the beginning of the poem is its rhythm, how it begins. It speaks of the night mail, which is crossing the border. It used to move from London to Scotland, carrying letters. Let me remind you one thing here. At this point of time, the only mode of communication was through letters. So, the night mail is the nerve center of any kind of communication. It is crossing the border at night, it is bringing the check and the postal order. What is a postal order? It is a written document that allows one to send money by mail. So, the only way a person can sustain his or her family was through sending money through mail. Letters for the rich, letters for the poor. So, the night mail carried all forms of letter. Here, there was no distinction. It carried letters for everyone, for the rich, for the affluent, and also for the poor. The shop at the corner and the girl next door. So it carried letters for the shop for some business purpose or for the girl next door. So the letters were sent for commercial purposes as well as personal purposes. So the night mail had everything. It had something for everyone. It had letters for everyone. Pulling up Beatuck, a steady climb, the gradients against her. So initially, she would have to move up a steep slope. Gradient is a slope. So there was a steady climb. She had to climb. The slope was against her, so it was not an easy climb. But she is on time. But her time is impeccable. She always reaches her destination on time. Past cotton grass and moorland boulder, shoveling white steam over her boulder. So once you will note the change of the rhythm. Once she moves uphill, the rhythm slows down a little. The rhythm of the poem slows down a little. So it moves upward. She is always on time. She crosses cotton grass. The scientific name of cotton grass is Areophorum. This is mostly found in Ireland and it is found throughout Europe and UK. So it is a very common kind of grass found. And moorland boulder. Moorland is an open, uncultivated upland. So she moves across, she moves past these grasses, this uncultivated moorlands, and she moves forward towards her destination, shoveling white steam over her shoulder. Now, this line is significant because it brings to our mind an image of a woman tossing her hair away. Shoveling means to toss. Toss what? Tossing white steam over her shoulder. So, this is an example of personification. Snorting noisily as she passes. Snorting is she is making noise while she passes. Again, an instance of personification. Snorting is a sound that often comes out from a person's nose. Here, the night mail's engine is being referred. as if she's letting out a snort, letting out a noise from her engine. As she passes silent miles of wind bent grasses. So she was moving past silent meadows. She's moving quite a distance. She moves past wind bent grasses. So at night, when she is moving up the slope, there is nature at its best. It is spread out in different directions, but she moves forward carrying the important letters, money orders, checks, everything, and she steadily moves towards her destination. Birds turn their heads as she approaches. So as she comes in, the birds around, they look at the moving train, stare from the bushes at her blank faced coaches, and they stare at her blank faced coaches. So the coaches are not very decorated, but it showcases the efficiency of the train. She is bound for her destination and she moves forward. She doesn't have the luxury to stop. She is moving forward to fulfill her duties. And there is a contrast that is being drawn between her plain appearance and her efficiency. Sheepdogs cannot turn her course. They slumber on with paws across. So, the sheepdogs are what? These are dogs generally trained by farmers so that it can keep away, the dogs can keep away other animals and can protect the herd of sheep. So the sheepdogs lazily sleep as the night mail passes at night. They slumber, that is, they sleep on with their paws across. With their paws across, it is an imagery. We can picture a dog sleeping with its paws over its face. In the farm, she passes, no one wakes, but a jug in the bedroom gently shakes. So everyone is peacefully sleeping. No one is there to witness the night mail other than the sheepdog. It moves forward along the serene countryside towards her destination, and she wants to fulfill her duties diligently. So she has no time to stop and observe the serene, peaceful image that the poet has drawn of the countryside, but she moves on towards her destination to fulfill her duties. Dawn freshens, the climb is done. By the time dawn breaks, the climb is over. Now the train is moving downhill and reaches the industrial town of Glasgow. And while it descends, it moves towards the steam tugs. Tugs are steamboats, and whenever these boats are started, these boats tend to utter a sharp cry, which is being referred to as yelping down, and it moves towards the steam tugs, yelping down, that is, making a noise and moving forward towards the glade of cranes. Cranes are a kind of bird, and it moves towards an open space where cranes gather or they dwell. Towards the fields of apparatus and furnaces set on the dark plain like gigantic chessmen. Now, there is a simile that we note here. It moves towards the city where you have the industrial land, where apparatus, that is, the cooling devices, and furnaces, the heating devices, are present. And how is it set on the ground? It is set on the ground like giant, like gigantic, like huge chessmen. All Scotland waits for her. So the entire Scotland waits for this night mail. Why? Because it carries letters for everyone, and the night mail is the only source of communication. It brings everything from London to Scotland. So it is the sole medium of communication. In the dark glens beside the pale green sea lochs, men long for news. So all over, from every corner of the country, whether the people are in dark glens. Glens are what? These are areas of dark, shady valleys or woods. So, from the remotest corner of the country, also, people wait for news of their loved ones, money for the sustenance of their family. Everything depends on the arrival of the night mail. Beside the pale green sea locks, so Scotland is filled with several sea inlets which move through the country like veins, and men everywhere, they long for news. The word long here is significant. Men yearn for news of their loved ones. They wait for the money orders or checks that would help them sustain their families. Its main role is to connect people across distances. So, its place is very important. It carries a range of letters from mundane bills to heartfelt personal messages. So, we have come to the end of the first part of the poem. If you like my work, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We will again meet you all in the next video. Until then, keep exploring the joy of literature. Thank you for watching.